Good morning, honoured guests, ladies, gentlemen and children. A special welcome to the children. It's very important that you are here today. I welcome you to the New South Wales War Widows 68th ceremony of the laying of the crosses in the Field of Remembrance. Thank you for joining us here today to reflect and commemorate the men and women who have served our great nation in all wars, conflicts, peacekeeping operations. In 1952, one very special lady, Mrs. Leslie Pope, widow of Rear Admiral C.J. Pope, RAN, began the Field of Remembrance. Touched by a similar service she attended at St Margaret's Church in London, Mrs. Pope returned to Australia, determined that the Anzac spirit should be celebrated in a similar way. With the help and full support of the Australian War Widows, the Field of Remembrance was remembered. Mrs. Pope remained an instrumental part of the service right up until her death in 1963. This lasting commemoration is a story of tradition and legacy. It is a story of sadness, but it's also a story of great love and of change. Up until last year with the pandemic, this service has been faithfully held in St Andrew's Cathedral, Sydney, and I'd like to thank St Andrew's Cathedral for their support over 68 years of our Field of Remembrance in the service there. This year, the Australian War Widows will continuing the lasting tradition and legacy here at Kokoda Memorial Track. We, the Widows of War, are the lovers, the mourners, and the untested spirit of those who have witnessed such atrocities and pain that no language could possibly articulate, together with the carers and the comforters of those still fighting the demons of war at home. It is our duty to bring to mind the often untold, unspoken, and therefore grief that families, relatives, and communities experience. But we do not stand alone in this grief. This grief is experienced most deeply by mothers, wives, sisters, and indeed all veterans and their families united by Defence Service. In the words of Dr. Brendan Nelson, we owe it to these brave men and women, to their descendants, to our children, to ourselves, to never forget that those sacrifices for peace and freedom were made in our name. May we never forget that those who died in the service of our nation, but it's just as important to remember those servicemen and women and their families in the communities still living who need our recognition and support. Please reach out to these men and women and have their back and support them as they have a journey home now. As we come together today, be encouraged that you're not alone, but your loved ones still walk beside you. We are here today, stronger and together. May I conclude with a verse from a song, Stranger Together, from the 2019 Honouring Women United by Defence Service dinner in Canberra. Hand in hand, we stand together. Heart to heart, we are as one. Stronger together, making things better. Together we'll light up the world. By lifting each other, we rise. Together, we'll light up the world. Thank you.